The Gestapo bunker in Piazza Oberdan, Trieste was notorious and infamous. Indeed, passersby could often hear the agonizing screams of tortured prisoners. In that horrific place, Father Placido Cortese endured inhumane torture. The Gestapo was determined to extract information from him about the underground network, resorting to every conceivable cruelty. Placido was brutally and repeatedly beaten and left for hours in a state of extreme agony. His torturers fractured his fingers and ripped out his nails, causing him unbearable pain. They even burned his hair and subjected him to electric shocks. Finally, they tried to break him psychologically, leaving him in complete isolation without water or food, immersed in total darkness and never hearing another human voice. Despite enduring horrific acts of cruelty, Father Cortese remained steadfast. In his silence and unceasing prayer, he found the strength to resist, betray no one. When finally his body could endure no more, his spirit had already triumphed. With nothing gained from their cruelty, the Gestapo arranged for his body to be disposed of in the crematorium at the Risiera di San Sabba extermination camp near Trieste, thus erasing any traces of him. It was November the 15th, 1944, and Father Placido was only 37 years old. After Father Placido Cortese's disappearance, the friars of the Basilica of Sant'Antonio made every effort to find out what had happened to him. They turned to anyone who might have the information, questioning his collaborators, acquaintances, and trusted friends in the hope that someone had seen or heard something. Their investigation, however, soon met a wall of silence and fear. The Nazi had imposed strict surveillance and made potential witnesses remain silent, fearing for their lives. For about a year, the friars received no definitive news. Some held hope that Father Cortese was being kept in a secret prison awaiting to be released, while others feared the worst. His name was mentioned in moments of community prayer, a silent plea for his return. Every day they wondered what had become of him, but the mystery remained impenetrable. Only with time, after the end of the war, did details begin to emerge about the horrors that Father Cortese had endured. People learned of the torture inflicted upon him by the Gestapo, his imprisonment, and the secret circumstances of his death. Father Placido's body would never return to Sant'Antonio's Basilica. His remains had been disposed of in the crematorium at the Risiera di San Sabba. His ashes were thus mingled with those of countless of other victims of the Holocaust, the very people he had tried to protect with such dedication and courage. New details have recently emerged about the tragic end of Father Placido Cortese, revealing previously unknown aspects of his martyrdom. Through invaluable testimonies, it has become possible to reconstruct with great accuracy the events of his final days. These discoveries not only clarify the details of his sacrifice, but also illuminate the extraordinary dedication of Father Cortese, a man who, through silence and suffering, remained faithful to his mission of love and protection for the most vulnerable. 80 years after his martyrdom, the memory of Father Placido Cortese remains as vibrant as ever. His life reminds us that true heroism is not defined by grand gestures, but by silent acts of faith, love, and sacrifice. His legacy has transcended the borders of Padua, inspiring people worldwide who, upon learning his story, are moved by his profound love for others. The ongoing beatification process brought renewed attention to his officially recognized heroic virtue and strong commitment to Christ. Like his confrere, Saint Maximilian Kolbe, he is remembered as a martyr of charity. Yet this path to sainthood is far from more than a formality. It honors an exemplary life in every Christian virtue, lived to the fullest. Father Cortese is a martyr not only of charity, but also of silence, a silence he bore with extraordinary courage. For these reasons, Father Placido Cortese was declared venerable on August 30, 2021, by Pope Francis, who approved the decree recognizing his heroic virtues. This acknowledgement marks an important step in the canonization process and reflects the Church's profound admiration for Father Cortese's sacrifice and dedication to the persecuted during World War II. Father Cortese's life teaches us that we can all choose to stand against darkness, bringing light and hope to others, even in history's most tragic moments. His silence in the face of torture was not a lack of words, but a profound declaration of love, a deliberate choice to protect the innocent at all costs. In this, he embodied the Gospel's words. No one has a greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends.